The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that in 10 years, we're going to look at the Knicks season and look at the Sixers season in 2024, 2025, and say, yeah, the Sixers had a better season. I'm dead serious, bro. Because at the end of the day, one team got to the Eastern Conference Finals, one team is getting a top 3 pick, and they're both in Cancun. So if you really think about it, who had the more disappointing season when the Knicks have the Eastern Conference on a silver platter to go to the finals? The Celtics are out. The Bucks are out. The Cavs are out. The Sixers are injured, bro. All your guys is healthy, and you still don't get it done. That's a failure. That is why Tom Thibodeau got fired. Because Leon Rose, James Dolan, they looked at this and they said, this is the most Tibbs will get out of this team, we believe. And I 100% agree. Tom Thibodeau is one of, if not the most overrated coach in NBA history. I ain't stuttering. Tom Thibodeau is one of the most overrated coaches, if not the most overrated coach in NBA history. Here is why. Because you look at his resume and you say, wow, in 12 seasons, you've only missed the playoffs 3 times. And then you look into it more, and it's 4 first-round exits, it's 4 second-round exits, and it's 1 conference finals appearance with Derrick Rose. And we know what Tibbs does. He's done this his entire career, is run his starters to the ground. There should be no reason why the Knicks have 3 players top 6 in minutes. Josh Hart, number 2. Mikal Bridges, number 4. OG Anunoby, 6. The Knicks are the only team in the NBA that they have all 5 starters top 25 in minutes played. That's an abomination. That is like sacrilegious, bro. I'm sorry. This is the same guy who I will never forgive for running Derrick Rose to the ground. In the 2010-2011 season, what did Tom Thibodeau do? He played Derrick Rose 37 minutes per game and Luol Deng 39 minutes per game. Now, one could say, well, they faced the Heat and, they was a super team right there. All right, cool. But it's been a trend in Tom Thibodeau's career that he's had great regular seasons because he doesn't rest his starters as much as he should. And then you get to the playoffs and these guys are burnt out. You get to the playoffs, and when the rosters always shrink, as they always will, these guys can't run up and down the court at the same rate other teams can. You get to certain points where you have no confidence in your bench because you haven't instilled confidence in them during the whole entire season, bro. I'm sorry, to win a championship, you're going to need a player like Landry Shamet. You're going to need a player like Precious Achiuwa. You're going to need a player like DeLon Wright. Like, the Knicks could have very well got to the NBA Finals. It was a reason why they were favored. Now, I got friends that are Knicks fans that will try to revise history and act like the Pacers are the better team, the more complete team. I had the Pacers, but I had the Pacers because of coaching. That's why I had him. I didn't have it because, they got all these superstars, all this stuff. Now, guys like Siakam, Tyrese Halliburton, they showed up. Nesmith, game 1, he showed up. But it's not like there's some world beaters, bro. What was the difference? The depth. And I'm a firm believer that depth on an NBA squad is a two-way street. Because I saw what Obi Toppin did with the Knicks, and what he's doing with the Pacers is night and day. They called him a bust. Now he's a key role player for a team in the NBA Finals. You don't think it's a coincidence that he's being coached by a Hall of Fame coach, by an NBA champion, by a top 4 coach in the NBA? No. No. Now there are times like that Miami Heat. Like you got to have some guys. Like I still believe Eric Spoelstra is a top 4 coach in the game, but you got to have some guys. But even still, with their lack of talent, they still somehow make the play-in every single year. And if they get in the playoffs, nobody want to play them because Eric Spoelstra knows how to use his depth, even if on paper it's not the most talented squad. That's why guys like Gabe Vincent get bags from LA because he was coached by a guy in Eric Spoelstra who maximizes talent. So it's like, are we going to keep it real or are we just going to cap? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. But back to my original point, I firmly believe that the Sixers in 10 years will look back and say, we had a better season, a better 2025 season than the New York Knicks. Because at the end of the day, we're sitting here and it's OKC, it's Indiana, they're in the finals. Who's in Cancun? The Sixers and the Knicks. And so the Sixers have an opportunity to draft a franchise changer at number 3. It might be Ace Bailey, it might be VJ Edgecombe, but the expectation is they're getting somebody that is going to be a franchise cornerstone in the post-Embiid era and during the Embiid era. That's amazing stuff. And the Knicks are in no man's land because they effed off their best chance to go out here and win the championship. You're not winning the championship ever, New York. You will never win it. If you can't win it this year, or at least get to the finals, you will never win it. And Knicks fans are so funny to me, bro, because they treated the Celtics like it was their championship. That would be like the Eagles beating the Rams in the divisional round and saying to themselves, we don't want. At least in Philly, like Broad Street, we filled it up when the Eagles got to the Super Bowl. Y'all filled up Penn Station, 33rd Street, when y'all were getting to the conference final, not the championship, not winning the championship, getting to the conference final. And you were looking to OKC and Shea or Ant-Man, and Tyrese Halliburton showed you who your daddy is. And Reggie Miller on the call, popping it. So I love this, bro. Y'all deserve this, bro. And in this century, the Sixers still have more wins in the conference finals than the Knicks. So what are we really talking about? You would think the way the Knicks are talked about, they're talked about a team that is a dynasty that has won so many rings. The last ring they won was in 1973. My pops wasn't even born. I get New York has the aura and all this stuff, but y'all dragging it, bro. And the type of fans y'all got don't do them any favors. Don't really do them any favors for real. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're going to have some more NBA content moving forward. And oh man, show some love to Real Talk. Man, oh man, Knicks. Better luck next year. And the Sixers, they are coming.